welcome to another episode of Just One Fern. Lucas and I, we're just going to jump right into it because we were just having a conversation.
Aaron
2
ranks
seconds ago.
chicken tenders.
I rank, okay.
You have a I
Let me
get being like.
Let me
I have a
explain
favorite.
here
But
because I feel like I'm completely normal for doing this because when the reason this conversation came up, by the way, is because on Twitter, I'm trying to start a fight with this kid who says Five Guys is like greater than, I forgot the other burger chain. I had never even heard of it.
He said over McDonald's.
Yeah, over McDonald's. So I said McDonald's is better than Five Guys. That's where this started.
Which I think there's an argument for. But yeah, go ahead.
And then Lucas said that you like Five Guys. And I said, I don't really like Five Guys. And he's shocked by that.
I am shocked by that. Five Guys is amazing.
And so I've only been to Five Guys once or twice in my whole life. Because both times I've been like, not great. But I know people are obsessed with it. The reason that I don't go to Five Guys is because when I live at home, our Five Guys is right next to Tully's Good Times. And it is my favorite restaurant. It's my favorite restaurant of all time. I would eat there every night if I could and if I didn't get fat.
I'm imagining like a really rundown.
No,
shack.
it's a really great. It's like Applebee's on crack. It's a great spot.
Are you telling me Applebee's is also like
Applebee's is the heroin user on the street, and then Tully's is like the 5-star. You're doing the drugs in the high class. That's what Tully's is. High class drugs, like Wolf of Wall Street up in his penthouse doing drugs. That's different.
Okay.
Because they're both gonna get you fat as hell.
I'm loosely following this analogy.
It's really bad. It's a really bad analogy. But here's the thing. Tully's is just so goddamn good that the tenders are as addicting as anything else you will ever eat.
So are you saying it's because Tully's is good or they just happen to have good chicken tenders?
I mean, granted, I've really only had tenders there.
Wow.
Because the thing is, they sell a ridiculous amount because they're the best tenders in the world.
Do they say that? Do they make a claim
opinion,
for their
and
tenders?
anyone who's ever been there thinks so.
I'm gonna say, is it weird? Yes.
No.
To rank tenders.
Not if you have had Tully's.
Aaron, I like my fast food.
Yeah.
I like my
This is not fast food.
I like my
This is not
fried.
fast food. This is a sit-down restaurant.
All right. I like my sit-down grease bins. But what I'm saying is that I have never ranked the chicken. I've done burgers. I've done fries. I've done shakes.
Mm-hmm.
I've even done the Pepsi out of the fountain. All right.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. But why is it insane then for tenders?
Because I'm saying that I'm weird for having done all those other things, and I've never even done the chicken tenders.
Lucas, it's because you've probably never had good chicken tenders in your life.
I think. Oh, here, let me ask you this. You might scoff at me.
I'm going to.
Good chicken tenders.
Mhm.
When I think of good chicken tenders, I think of Dairy Queen.
You're an idiot. I can't believe you would say that because literally in my head, I got Dairy Queen chicken tenders like back in January, and I literally wanted to vomit.
No, they're really good.
No, they are not. No,
Why?
Their
Why?
ranch is really good. Their ranch sauce is delicious. Everything else, horrible.
The ranch sauce is very good.
It's very.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
glad
we
you
can
said
agree on
that. The ranch sauce is.
But let me tell you this: Tully's ranch is better. Tully's
no,
and Tully's honey mustard. Those 3 things are probably the best things in the world. I would eat them every day if I could. They have 3 different kinds of tenders. They got their buffalo, they got their Asian, and they got their regular. Okay, and then you got the
You give.
my mouth is watering. I'm so mad. I'm not gonna be able to eat it for like another few months.
Buffalo tenders are one of those things I've seen, and they gross me out for looking at.
Okay, you don't have to have them. I'm taking you whenever I go home next, or I see you next. We are going to Tully's.
Is it in Syracuse?
It's in Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Erie.
It's a chain.
Yeah. There's a few.
It's a Western New York
Why is
chain.
it? I'm shocked there's not one in Albany area.
I mean, I'll check, but see, that's the thing. That Syracuse, Rochester starts the Midwest. That's where the Midwest begins.
I disagree.
And then it seems
Syracuse
like
is literally middle.
Yeah. Midwest.
I guess you're talking. Yeah. Okay.
At least of the state, and then it becomes more general Midwest of the
Okay,
US
that makes sense. That
as
makes
you
sense.
go on.
Yeah. But you have to have it.
Syracuse is a little different.
You have to have Tully's eventually because you will. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't know why you don't believe me because
It's just so ridiculous for me to think
if you
that
have
there are,
these
like,
tenders,
gourmet
you will
chicken
not want
tenders.
to eat any other tenders.
You know what? Maybe because I don't want to eat tenders that badly as it is. I like them a lot.
After this, you will.
I think of it as a kids menu thing. It's like, oh, my kid's here. Like, he doesn't want to get a ribeye, so we'll get him the chicken tenders.
My stomach is growling so hard right now. I want Tully's so bad. That's all I'm thinking about. It is my favorite restaurant. It's my favorite restaurant.
It's your favorite restaurant?
Yes, it is my favorite restaurant.
Are you telling me that chicken tenders are your favorite food?
Chicken tenders from Tully's are my favorite food. Yes. 100%. I'm not ashamed at all of that. Not at all. It would probably be Death Row last meal.
Down, but that is
Death Row last meal.
Tully's chicken tenders.
Either that or my mom's pasta sauce.
Well, that's sweet. You just said that because you know she's listening.
That's true. No, but also it's delicious. So it's
Mom,
one of
I'm sure your sauce is very good, as are your cuddles. But I'm so sorry.
You goddamn weirdo. But no, it's so. This is just. It doesn't work because I'm talking to someone who hasn't had it.
Yeah,
I could call anyone on my phone that has had Tully's, and they will tell me how amazing it is.
Did you grow up with it?
Yes.
Then I think you're. Let me guess. Your favorite pizza in the whole wide world is in your hometown.
No.
Oh, okay. Then I might trust.
No, my favorite pizza I actually got in Manhattan.
Okay.
And it was
okay. I trust.
like
I
this
trust
little
that judge.
crappy side of the side of the road pizza joint, and it was amazing. I loved it.
New York pizza is rated. It isn't overrated or underrated. It is as good as people say.
It's just there. It's right there. It's good.
Exactly
Everyone knows it's good. But you got to pick the right place sometimes because there are some places where it's like,
oh yeah,
yikes. But
even those, like I still like it.
No,
all right.
It's I don't know. You're gonna.
I will try Tully's.
Yep.
I will try Tully's, and I will come back and I will tell you what I think.
Good.
Because I don't expect a lot. So
Mhm.
maybe that I'll get blown away. You know.
You will. I know you will.
That's what happens to me with a lot of things, actually.
If you ever drive into Fredonia again, stop at one of the 5 on the way.
Or 5. There's a lot in the way, actually.
There should be off of the thruway. There should be at least 4. You should pass 2 in Syracuse, 1 in Rochester, 1 in Buffalo.
Okay, if I go to Fredonia, I'll have to get it, and I'll document the whole thing. We'll put
Good.
it
And I'll put it on our Instagram and everything. It'll be a whole series.
All right. Okay. But if you're gonna come at me,
I'm not coming at you. You were coming at me. You were attacking me for ranking chicken tenders. Of course, I had to defend myself.
You didn't come at. I came at you. You're right. All right. Okay. If you're gonna do that, which I think is valid because I've never had it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna have to make you eat something that I think is amazing.
Okay.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
If you come back home or something.
I've had a lot of things. Maybe it's probably if you do something from your hometown, like I wouldn't have had it.
Well, yeah, it's from like the Albany area. Albany is not known for anything.
That's true.
So we have no things, but there are things we enjoy here. I'm not gonna say they're good because it's just like, it's like if you were in the middle of the desert and you saw a mud puddle, I bet that tastes delicious. I bet that tastes real damn good.
I guess so.
And that's how I feel about Buffalo. And people go people in Albany, we know we have a mud puddle. And I think that's why I'm okay with Albany people.
Yeah.
People from Buffalo will drink from the mud puddle, eat the mud, and then go tell everybody how good it was.
Yep. You're right.
Thinking that everybody else only has sand.
They are insane people. They are insane human beings.
I couldn't do it. I have a lot of respect for Buffalonians because I can't do it. I don't think I could live out there. I tried.
Yeah.
I left.
Bring the accent back. So we were talking about food, right? And places to eat. I recently got, now I might get shamed for this because it's no fast food, but I don't really consider this fast food. I got Subway.
I like Subway.
Is Subway considered, do you think it's considered fast food?
Yeah, it has a drive-through.
Okay. Well, I got it. So,
Mhm.
but I got, I was really healthy with it. Like I got just turkey and like a bunch of veggies and it was fine. So when I was in there, this story has nothing to do with me, right? So I'm like the only person in there. This woman walks into the Subway and she's on the phone out loud, speakerphone on the phone with someone. She's talking to someone. She walks in with it. I'm like, I hate people like that. I was like, you have to be kidding me. Like, why are you talking out loud? So she goes over. And the guy at the counter, like, hi, like, how can I help you? What can I get for you today? And she's talking, like, speaking to him and the person on the phone's like, who are you talking to? And like, the lady's like, I'm at Subway, like, blah, 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 talking to this guy. I hate that. If you are on the phone while you're ordering, it is the most disrespectful thing. But then she gets to what she ordered.
Oh, no.
And this is the kicker. She says, yeah, so could I just get a bowl of meatballs?
No, she did not say that.
She said it. I'm not kidding. And it's too fucked up for me to lie about it. It's too fucked up for me to lie about it. Because I worked at Subway and those meatballs are disgusting. Almost everything at Subway is disgusting. There's only a few things you can actually eat that aren't gross.
Oh my God.
And she walks in on the phone while someone is speaking to her and looks this man dead in the eye and said, yeah, can I just get a bowl of meatballs?
Did he laugh?
He said he did a double take. He said, "You just the meatballs in a bowl?" And she was like, "Yes, yeah." And he like looked at his manager and he was like, "How would I ring this in? Like, what is this?" I was like at checkout trying not to just cry laughing because I could not believe that this person did, because it started off anger. She walked in on the phone with it on speaker and I was like, I hate you. I hate you more than anything else in this world. And then she orders that and I said, I get it now. You're just a terrible person. And it's funny. You're just a psychopath that orders straight meatballs in a bowl from Subway.
That is someone with zero self-awareness.
They have none.
They have no idea what they look like to other people.
And they don't care.
They don't care. Yeah, they do
at all. Because if you're saying out loud, both to people in the Subway and to someone on the phone that probably you know, and you don't want to judge you, and you say out loud, could I get a bowl of meatballs? If I was the person on the other end of that phone, I'm hanging up. I'm never talking to you again.
You would hang up on me
Friendship
if I
done.
asked for a bowl of meatballs.
I would say, hey, Lucas, I gotta go. Podcast is over. You're no longer allowed.
Is it weird? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
It is weird.
I was so angry.
That's impressive.
I couldn't believe that someone actually does that. Because granted, I've been at like I said, I worked at Subway, so I've seen some weird orders.
Yeah.
But no one has ever just came in and ordered straight up meatballs.
And you know what? You know what's the worst part of it for me? Is I'm not judging her too harshly for just wanting to eat meatballs.
Oh, yeah.
Meatballs are really good. But like, it'd be different if she ordered a meatball sub.
Yeah.
Went home, just ate the meatballs.
Yeah.
That'd be okay. I'd be like, that's a little weird, but you know what? I get it. Meatballs, that's the best part.
That's in the private of your own home. You can do whatever it is that you want with your food. You can eat it however you want. But
do they have bowls at Subway?
Yes, because you can get soup. Really bad soup.
Oh yeah, they give you little cups.
Yep. Yeah. Kind of like how you get like queso at Moe's and stuff like that, like one of those kind of bowls. Yeah. But it is, and the meatballs are terrible. They're just so bad. Like I said, you're right. I would eat homemade meatballs all day long if I could. They're delicious. I love meatballs. Yeah. But Subways taste like a butthole. Like they're terrible. Why would you eat that? What was the
That's every bite. You bite into the meat.
Yep. That's it. It's all airy and gross. All right, it's getting worse. This has to stop.
Frothy. Think of it as frothy.
Oh no. A Subway macchiato.
Oh God.
And it's just the meatballs frothed up.
You ever make a macchiato in the toilet?
We are the #1 excretion podcast. We talk about shit every goddamn time. What is wrong with us?
You're welcome.
It's just, I guess it's just like...
It's relevant. It is always relevant.
It's always
relevant.
We're constantly pooping. We poop every day.
Listen, I don't care if you guys don't poop every day. Okay, I do care.
If you do, if you don't poop every day, I am concerned for you. You might have a bowel syndrome type of thing.
But I can poop enough for 3 people. So so if you don't, I am covering you. I got you covered. I am putting it into the earth. And guess what? I get clean wipes. So.
Oh my. Oh Jesus.
So fuck you. This reminds me of 2 things.
Yeah.
The first thing it reminds me of, and this is doubly related, is back in college when I lived in the hallway, like in a dorm hallway.
Yep.
I would go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Sit down for a dump. And another guy would come in, obviously know that I was in one stall and sit in the other stall next to me. And go, and this happens all the time. They go through Snapchats, full volume.
Yep. Yeah.
And all I hear is because there's some party like his friends that are girls are at, and, you know, he's flicking through them. And then
so
it's every So that never made sense to me.
Yeah. Those dorm bathrooms, though, I mean, that was rough. Having those like only 2 stalls. And they're literally right on top of each other. Like, you're really close to the other person in that stall. Like, there's not much room in those things.
No. Like, you could easily like touch feet.
Have I ever told you the bathroom pizza story?
Hold on. Let me clear something up.
Yeah.
Anybody can scream like that, not just girls. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you're right. That's true.
Yeah.
I've
seen you do it.
I scream constantly.
Probably was you. It was probably you on
it probably was me.
Snapchat.
It was probably right. But so freshman year, have I ever told you the story? Pizza in the bathroom story?
I don't think so.
So I'm not going to use names, because you 100% know one of the people in this story.
Ooh.
So
Rebecca Black?
But my roommate freshman year, loved the man to death. He goes to the bathroom and he's going poop in the bathroom. I'm currently in our bedroom laying down on. I'm mainly leaving the name of this other person that's about to come into the story. Out of the story.
Okay, so I know 2 people.
So he's sitting there on the bathroom in the toilet, going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden another person walks in, really slow, like shuffling his feet, right? And my roommate, his name is Griffin. He was like, what is going on? Like, what is this person doing? And the person stops right in front of his stall, feet facing his stall. Like, he can see his sneakers. This person's looking at the stall. Griffin is like mid poop, like, what is this person doing? What is happening? He quickly wipes. He's like, I got to get out of here. I don't know what this guy's doing. But so he quickly fixes himself up, pulls his pants up, flushes the toilet. He opens the stall door, and this kid is standing there with a pizza box, opens it and says, do you want the last slice?
No. Really?
Hasn't washed his hands, hasn't just took a poop. And this guy thought this is the perfect time to ask him if he wants the last slice of pizza. This is
Clearly he has room now.
I just can't. That story is probably one of my favorite stories from college, because when he came back into the room,
it's very weird.
He like did one of those things where you open the door and like close it and like just slump into the door. Like, he did one of those, like a sitcom, and I was like, are you okay? And he's like, I can't believe what just happened to me.
You'll never believe.
Yeah, eating the pizza. No, he didn't take it. I wouldn't either. I'd be like, listen, man, if you can ask someone, if you're the type of person that can ask someone in the bathroom if they want a slice of your pizza, you're the kind of person that will eat the pizza in the bathroom. And I don't want a slice of it if you've touched it.
He said no. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. Mind if I...
Anchovies on this? Yeah.
Just, oh my God. That's one of the funniest
bathroom.
Stories in the world, though. I
Pizza
love that
plus
story.
poop. I love it.
It's a great story.
Oh, dude. It reminds me of another story. So you overheard this conversation, right? I overheard I didn't overhear. I watched a very, very awkward situation.
Okay.
So for my job, I had to go get fingerprinted because I technically work for the state of Massachusetts.
Okay.
And so I got fingerprinted, and as I was waiting to get fingerprinted, this guy walks out of a back room, and he walks up to a locker, and he like unlocks it, and he starts taking his stuff out, and the guy's like, "You got the guy who does the fingerprint, he's like, "You got everything?"
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I think so." And then like I'm like, what is going on? So then the guy took all the stuff out of his locker, walks up to the guy at the desk. He's like, "So is that it?" And then the guy at the desk goes, "I hope I never see you again in my life. Nothing personal." And then he goes,
"What?"
Then the kid says, "Okay," and he leaves.
What?
He definitely got fired. I just watched somebody get fired, and the other guy had no remorse.
Whoa.
That has to be what happened. That's the only.
There's no way it was
What else
anything
happened?
else. There's no way it could be anything else.
That was so brutal. He said it so cold. He's like,
I hope I never.
I really hope I
again.
never see you again in my life.
That's and like
Nothing personal.
If you keep shortening that sentence, it gets better. Like, I hope I never see you. I hope I never see you again. Gets worse. I hope I never see you again in my life. That is horrible. That cuts deep.
Something bad happened. This kid fucked up.
He really must have messed up, or something's being covered up, and he's being framed. That's an option. I'm just saying. We got to think of all different avenues here.
No, what? How?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know.
Yeah. He's being framed.
He's being framed. What's this kid's name? Free him. Free this guy.
Free Jimmy.
Free Jimmy.
Free Jimmy.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
Okay.
Just that. I can't believe that happened though. That's insane.
Yeah. No, that was very weird. And then he was very casual with me. He's like, "So how's the kids?" Like, pushing my fingers down. "How you doing? How you like the new job?"
Yeah. Wow.
I'm looking around and I'm like,
that man could be an actor. He can turn his emotions like on a dime.
He didn't have any. Is the problem?
Oh, gotcha. Okay, he was just straight face the whole time. Robot.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay. So last thing I wanted to talk to you about. How come no? I'm mad about this, by the way.
Oh, you're mad. Okay.
I'm upset.
What? Hold on. Here. Are you saying upset is worse than mad?
Yeah. Yeah, upset's that because yes.
No. Really?
Yes.
No. I think
if you're writing it down,
goes
you're right. But if someone came up to you and they said,
mad.
"I'm mad," you're like, "Oh, okay, I did something wrong." If someone comes to you, they're like, "I'm upset,"
then I think it's not about me. The way you're saying it, though, it's definitely inflection is important because if I'm like, "I'm mad," like it's different than me saying, "God, I'm mad," you know?
Yeah. Okay.
And also with upset, it's like, "Oh man, I'm so upset." But if like you're looking directly at someone, you're like, "I'm upset." That's like
no, you're right.
You know
because upset's like disappointed.
Yeah,
they're different. Okay, I'll go different. Like they're different.
Okay. Anyway, sorry to. I'm nitpicking today. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
It's all right. It's all right. No, you're right. Anyway, why the hell was I not made to listen to Aretha Franklin sooner? She is
I don't know.
Amazing.
She's so good.
And people like I know she sort of is really good, but I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And people will say people will say, like, people are good, like, generally they'll be like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I really like Cat Stevens, Man Over the Moon.
Yeah.
No, I like this song.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin is maybe the most amazing singer ever. She was the Jimi Hendrix of the voice.
Yeah, no, I agree. She was incredible. I whenever I hear Aretha Franklin's name, I think of School of Rock when Jack Black's like, everyone wants to party with Aretha.
Yeah.
Cause he's like, cause she's chubby and sexy. Like everyone wants to party with her. She's just
sexy.
amazing. Just her voice. And the thing is, cause she was before all this tuning and like, able to do these things with your voice and stuff. So like her voice was just completely hers. And you
her
were
tuning
hearing
is
it
spot on.
Yeah, you were hearing it straight from her throat, nothing else. It's just amazing.
Versus me, I sing from my ass usually.
You really do.
Dude, I get nobody can stay at my gigs because it just stinks so bad. Smells like meatballs.
Stop. Oh Lord.
But okay, so
yeah,
I listen.
Anyway, sorry, Aretha.
I
Back to you.
her, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't realize I like R&B soul so much because every album, every song on that album I listened to is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, then I looked into the song Respect. I'm like, oh, she didn't that's not hers. Otis Redding wrote that song.
Yeah.
That is an Otis Redding song. And then I listened to Otis Redding, and again blown away.
Yeah.
So good.
I think
Otis is so good.
Otis might be my favorite, like 50s, 60s singer, like of all time. Because I don't know if it's necessarily his song, but do you know a song like "Your Love is Taking Me Higher Than I've Ever Been Lifted Before"? Have you ever heard that song?
You need to do it more like Louis Armstrong. It's hard.
No, because it's not a Louis type song. It's like an Otis, like soulful,
really?
like and it's upbeat. Keep lifting me on, lifting, and it's just it's very, very good. I'll send it to you.
Okay, because when I think of Otis's voice, I think of it as like really unpolished, like
like sitting on the dock of the bay.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah, but his song "Higher," that song, I listen to it maybe like once a week at least because it just like first of all hypes me up. I love it to death. But his voice is just so amazing.
I'm adding it right now.
I don't know how someone is just born with that much incredible talent. Like it shocks me.
He gives meaning to soul. He really does.
I agree. Yeah,
he
I
has
agree.
so much soul. I'm blown away. So wait, what is it called? What is it called?
Higher, but it might, and then in parentheses it might be "Your Love is Lifting Me."
Okay.
Maybe.
So I'm getting.
It's something like that.
What is this? Rihanna? That's certainly not it.
Well,
yeah, Your Love Has Lifted Me.
I think Rihanna actually samples it.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I got it.
Because it's been redone. Most of his songs, if you look at almost his like entire catalog, his songs have been redone by so many different artists. Like he has a version of the Rolling Stones' "Satisfaction."
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, very good.
That's on the album I listened to.
Yeah, very, very good. There's so many things, and I also miss the ages when they did that. When you you can have one song, and it blows up, and then there's like 10 other versions by that song because every single other famous musician wants to do it.
Yeah,
that
happen.
It doesn't happen. And granted, it's mostly because of copyright and all this other stuff. People being like, "Oh, I don't want to have to pay the mechanical rate to put this out because it's going to probably blow up and it's going to be a lot of payments." But at the same time, I feel like it used to be more about, I love this song, this composition. Yeah. I love it so much that I want to do my own version of it. And that's the greatest compliment I think a musician or songwriter can receive.
It's huge.
Like if I love your song so much, I want to do it. I want to do my own version.
Yeah, there's a version of, I don't remember if it's Otis Redding or like Ray Charles or something.
Yeah.
I think they do like "Hey Jude" or like they do like some Beatles song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool. Like,
yeah,
that is not in their genre.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like really being like, this song's great.
Yeah.
You would never see, I feel like
people get mad at covers now, I feel like.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, like just let the original artist do it. Like, why are you like, that's not how it used to be. Music was more of a community, and now I feel it's just a race still, and
I heard a theory once, and I think it has something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's specifically within hip hop. There's like the culture specifically is about like authenticity and like uniqueness, like being like, this is my story. And like if you lift, because obviously there's whole thing like you can't lift lyrics and like call them your own.
Yes.
Like lyrics are like they're personal, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're almost like a hack if you do somebody else's song.
Yeah.
Because you would never cover a hip hop song really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're like an asshole white dude with ukulele on a campus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know if you heard Drake Bell's version of Gucci Gang.
No, and I don't want to.
It's
I can already tell you right
bad,
now,
but
I
don't
don't
listen to it.
Okay.
Do not listen to it. It is.
And I guess, I guess I know what you're talking about because it was like back then there weren't as many genres. You know, like I feel like there was soul and R&B, folk and rock, and you could do a lot of
country.
songs. Yeah, country. I was kind of saying that with folk, but you could intertwine a lot of those things, right? And obviously jazz is in there, but jazz at that time was so progressive that like that's why rock and everything was great because like you had to be really smart for like some of those jazz songs that were being made at that time because like in the 50s and 60s jazz was getting really avant-garde, like really
very
crazy.
avant-garde.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like obviously that has its place. It's just like I don't know, like it kind of left pop music.
Yeah.
Like and then it turned into like I don't know, you get like these lounge singers.
Mm-hmm.
And like that can only be exciting for so long.
Yeah.
And then you got Chuck Berry coming to the scene.
Yeah.
Copying
Chuck.
Marty McFly, by
Copying
the way,
Marty McFly.
which is so bad.
I
that
love
they did
that John Mulaney bit
that.
when he's like,
I forgot he did
we're
a bit
gonna
on that, yeah.
we're gonna make him think that Johnny B. Good was written by a white guy.
So bad.
So terrible.
But
Yeah.
But yeah. So and the thing I like about Otis Redding is he kind of fits in the middle between like he like kind of bridges a gap between like that like more like the more 50s style and like the like I guess you get in like the later 60s of like R&B and soul.
Yeah.
Cuz he'll do like Little Richard style tunes and then he'll get into like I don't know, maybe something Marvin Gaye would do.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
which
right.
is super cool.
Yeah, and I feel
totally pulls them both off.
Otis was like a huge stepping stone towards more funk as well. Like just subtly, you know, because I feel like James Brown, I feel like he took stuff that Otis did and he's like, I'm just gonna like amplify this by 10 and I'm just gonna go crazy with it. And like that's kind of what I feel when I hear James Brown. I was like, I hear Otis Redding influences in that. But you know, I just feel like people think like, oh, 50s and 60s, usually the first thing that comes to your mind, at least for me, is like, okay, Beatles were late 60s, late 60s. Like I always think of Beatles. And then 50s, I always think like doo-wop music. And I feel like people don't think about Otis really. Like I didn't know about Otis Redding until I went to college.
Yeah.
And we talked about him in class. And I was like, like amazing. Why have I not heard of this? You know, I feel like it needs to be.
Dude, it's because these music critics are all like classic rock nerds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is.
Like, I
if you
also
looked
grew
at
up
the
listening
top
to classic
100
rock.
list,
Yeah.
Like the one from 2003 from Rolling Stone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Beatles, Bob Dylan, Beatles, Bob Dylan, Beatles, Bob Dylan. Well, we'll throw a bone to Marvin Gaye here. And then Beatles, Bob Dylan. Like, it's like, okay, clearly there's a little bias here.
Yeah. And listen, no diminishing to the Beatles or Bob Dylan, both incredible.
Yeah, they're both amazing artists.
Amazing. Like, but you can't take away from what these other artists gave to even the Beatles. Like, the Beatles themselves, people like idolize them, but guess what? You know how many influences they had? Like they took from so many different people. They went to India and learned about Indian music and like put that in their songs because they were constantly like, I want to learn. And they never had this closed-minded thing that people always think that, you know, people had. Bob Dylan had a very closed mind. Bob Dylan was different. But like they were just, Beatles wanted to learn everything that they possibly could about different cultures and music.
And honestly, that was my inspiration looking more into like soul music is
Mhm.
because I'm like, there's a like the Beatles are my favorite band by far,
Yeah.
all time. But like, I looked into everywhere that they like every influence that has been listed for the Beatles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's something missing here that like is like key to them
Yeah.
that like never gets mentioned. And I think it's like soul. I think it's like rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
But it's like
That's what they started playing.
they have soul and like
Yeah.
like think about Let It Be.
Mhm.
That's a soul song.
Yeah.
Like you could riff on that for days, like easy.
Could you imagine Aretha singing "Let It Be"? Amazing.
I'm looking it up.
It would be better. It would be better than
it would
Paul.
be better.
Like honestly, it would. No offense to Paul. It would just be better. And I don't know. I feel that in all of these old time musicians where, you know, they didn't have a lot.
It exists,
does?
Aaron. It exists.
No, send it to me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saving it right now. This is insane.
But
okay.
I just feel like with all these old time musicians, when they were around that time when technology was not advanced enough where they could do things crazy to their voices, put all these filters and everything on there.
Yeah.
They don't get enough credit for what they gave everyone else, you know, because people are always like, oh, they were great. And there's the opposite of that where parents, you know, nowadays are always like, oh, you guys just have auto-tune. Like nobody knows how to sing anymore. It's like, no, people do. Just people have the option to use it. So they want to use it because that's what is in right now. That's what people use. You know, you don't have to be perfect to be famous, you know,
which honestly is kind of nice.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think there's good things to both sides. I do too. Like I think everyone really needs it except for Aretha. Yeah. Aretha was just perfect. And the thing is with Otis wasn't always in tune, but like he always somehow was like, "Oh, I'm out of tune. I'm gonna make this work, and I'm gonna slide into another thing."
It didn't matter. It never mattered. So much like feel.
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
And it also helped that you know, even though that they were the front person performing, you know, they were the artist. They also had killer backing bands, like people that could just change on a dime. They knew everything that was going on, and they're like, "Oh, Aretha's doing this run. Let me follow her on this piano. You know, let me answer her on my guitar, like stuff like that." It was just incredible.
No, there's a lot of really great backing bands.
Yeah,
like Jimi Hendrix was a studio guy.
Yeah,
or like he was in some band where he was just the guitarist. He was not the main guy, and then somebody was like, "Do something else," and then he happened, but. Yeah, so cool. Yeah,
it's just that it's also the classic change of time. You know, people were furious when Van Halen put out 1984 and it was all pop. People were furious. Like my dad had told me, like people were so mad about that. And it's just like when an artist wants to do something different and wants to change, even though people forget that that's all the Beatles did. Like
every album,
people get mad. Everything was different. They evolved, and people don't like that, which is stupid.
Change.
Yeah.
People hate change because well, everyone hates change.
Yeah.
But like with music, it's funny. Like the albums that are change end up being the classics.
Yeah.
Always. Almost 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And the ones that like are just really good at old things kind of get forgotten about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Which like there are some great albums that like just do old things and that just takes the edge off. You know, there's an edge in doing something new.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is cool.
So do you want to move into Is It Weird?
Yeah.
Let's do just a couple of these. Is It Weird today is brought to you by our new sponsor, Sense Memory. I got my candle right here. I got the Nick Miller candle. If you've watched New Girl, you can kind of see here a bunch of Nick Millers on there. Absolutely amazing. So Sense Memory is, so after like COVID hit, and everything, the theater industry shut down. And Caitlin Krall, who's the owner of this Sense Memory business, she kind of put her artistic energy into this. And so Sense Memory is the crossroads of clean burning, homemade, natural scented soy candles and hand curated playlists. So like if I open this up, right, on the inside, there's a Spotify code, which has a playlist attached to it. And it's just, it smells absolutely delicious. I haven't lit it up yet. I'm about to light it right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I'm prepared for our Is It Weird now. This is incredible.
You gonna take a bath after this?
I might have to with my laptop on the side of the tub. But if you want to be taking a bath with your candles, or you're just hanging out and you want to listen to music while that matches the scent of the candle, like, that's incredible, right? So there's different kinds that Caitlin has created. There's This Is What I Imagine Harry Styles Smells Like. There's Cozy as Shit, the Candelorian, and the I Heart Nick Miller one, which I have. And there's new scents announced every month. So
awesome.
Every candle comes with a playlist, and a portion of each purchase is directly donated to an arts organization or theater every month. That's amazing.
Wow.
So you can find more information on Instagram at sense.memory and on TikTok at sensememory by K Crawl. And if you want to purchase your own candle, which you obviously should, go to caitlincrawl.com/sensememory. So let's get into Is It Weird, shall we? We got a few. The ones we did with Duke were pretty great. But these ones are also just, they're kind of things that you haven't really thought
Aaron,
about.
where can I get the candle?
Did I not tell you?
I might have not been listening.
I definitely said it. caitlincrawl.com/sensememory.
Aaron, where can I get the...
Yeah, so it's caitlincrawl.com/sensememory.
Yeah, you did say that.
One more time for the people at home.
No. Okay. Go ahead. These are... Is it weirds?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it weird that I always say goodbye when going to bed instead of good night, as I worry I might die in my sleep?
Wow. Wow.
Dark.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Sense Memory.
How do you fall asleep if that's what you're thinking?
I'd be terrified to be like, this is it. And, well, this person must be so at peace to be able to go to bed. Just be like, if this is it, then it's like goodbye. This is it. But I'm still, if I wake up tomorrow, do you think they're mad when they wake up in the like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I should have said goodnight. That's my one time.
I feel like Bill Murray and Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day, yeah. Next episode, remind me, you have to tell the Groundhog Day story. Of you going to Puxtawny.
Yeah.
You have to tell that story next episode.
I use the thing they gave me, the ticket, as a bookmark. Dude,
oh, really?
So cool. Yeah.
Our listeners, tune in next week for that story because it's amazing. So I think it's weird. Like, I'm concerned for this person.
That's weird.
To think to yourself, man, like, this is it. Every night, constantly saying to yourself,
who are you saying it to?
I'm gonna die. Like, this is it.
Goodbye. What's the face?
Yeah. Are you married? Are you like constantly with someone else in bed? Like, is your significant other that you're spending the night with just like, where are you going? Is
it casual or is it like dramatic? Like, is it, hey, okay, goodbye.
I want to talk to this person. I want to call them so bad and be like, why?
Goodbye.
Like, yeah. Like
goodbye.
Leo in every movie.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye.
So yeah, I think it's weird.
A little weird. Max used to say goodbye forever when he left the house as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I
think that's funny.
That is funny.
I actually know a lot of people that have said that.
Yeah, I can see people doing that.
Because that's different. Like, goodbye, just straight up. Like, and the reason that they say
Sad.
it's because it's dying, I feel like they're very somber about it.
Goodbye.
It's like, goodbye. Like, you're saying goodbye to a loved one, you know?
Goodbye. I hate that.
Imagine you're sitting there.
I break up with somebody.
Imagine being like a parent or something. You're sitting there and your daughter's like goes to bed and they're just like, goodbye. You're like, what the fuck? What do you mean goodbye? That'd be terrifying.
Say that's not okay. Okay, what's the next one?
All right, we'll do one more. Is it weird that I live alone and I still watch TV with headphones on? I think so.
I'm gonna go with no.
Really? Why?
Not weird.
Why?
I think there's benefits. Audio quality, maybe they got nice headphones.
Okay, maybe. That's true. Do they have a TV? Because if you don't have a TV, then
it's kind of tough.
You're right.
Because like if you're watching through a laptop, obviously that's not going to sound very good.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit more immersive. Maybe they watch scary movies.
Maybe.
And they want to be locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that weird. I can see the benefits.
I think it's strange. Maybe it's just because I have like waited for so long to not have to do that, because like I don't think there's ever been a time when I was living at home, where I could watch things without headphones on. Because like I would stay up late at night, my whole family would be in bed, I wouldn't be able to have the TV on, so I'd put my headphones on.
You're probably waiting.
I've been waiting. Now that I have my apartment, I never have headphones on when I'm watching something, ever.
Do you blast it?
I don't blast it. Keep it at a normal volume. But like I'm so happy that I don't have anything on my head while I'm listening to something. I just like I'm free,
Do you listen to music like that?
What do you mean?
Do you would you rather listen to music with headphones or no headphones?
Yes. I would rather listen to music with headphones.
Okay. With headphones.
Well, it depends. Like if I'm listening to like a new album, right, that just came out, I'm listening with headphones, like usually these, so I can hear everything that's happening, right? Mm-hmm. But if I'm just hanging out with people, or if I'm doing stuff in the background, I'll put it on my speaker so that it's out loud and I don't have something in my ears.
Right.
So it depends.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I agree.
But I think it's weird to live alone and still have your headphones on. Because if it said, is it weird that I listen to only things with headphones on and I live with other people, I'd say, no, that's completely normal. But this,
well, then I don't think they would ask, is that weird?
You're right. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think they asked for this knowing it's weird.
I really don't think it's weird. I really don't think it's weird. I understand.
Okay. Well,
I don't think I've done it though. So maybe.
What do you mean? You haven't like alone put on headphones and listen to something?
If I'm using, no, I don't. I almost never do that. Maybe if it's on my phone, because
I guess that's different.
My phone is bad quality.
True. You have an Android.
Hey, that is not. I think it's every phone. First of all.
Hey, I just smacked the microphone.
And I
can't get into the argument with you right now about iPhone versus Android.
Are you gonna? Do you want to have? I will have the argument. I will have the argument with you
now.
I bite my tongue most of the time. No,
I can't do it right now because it'll take too long.
Also,
I'm also very tired right now. It's very somber. But yeah, go ahead.
No. Well, you have that.
You were gonna say it's because, and I really want to know what you're gonna say.
Because you have that candle on, and it's very relaxing.
Honestly, you're right. I'm already like I'm smelling it right now, and I'm just like, God, this is amazing. I want to lay down and take a nap with this smell just surrounding me.
That sounds so nice.
This haunting aroma.
Ooh.
That's a Will Ferrell quote.
Is it? I was gonna say, did you make that up?
No, he walks by a coffee shop and he goes, "What's that haunting aroma?" But yeah, all right, that's it for today's episode. For us, at least, we're gonna hop into our interview with Ruff.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome name, by the way. Ruff, that's a cool name. Pretty good interview with him. Stick around for it, and we will see you all next week.
Yep. Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right, everyone, we got Ruff on today. Super excited to have you here, man. Thank you for making the time for this. Are you at home right now? Are you I know you have your studio at home. Are you in your studio right now, or are you just in your house?
I'm just in the other room.
Gotcha. Nice.
I keep everything in the bedroom, the home studio. Keep it real old school.
Old school.
Bedroom producer to the max.
Nice. Oh, yeah. I know you did a TikTok video with it was kind of like an MTV Cribs type of thing where you're going around showing us all the different things that are in there. Yeah. You got some good equipment though. I mean, I'm impressed. I don't have my desk here yet, but I kind of have a similar setup to you because I just moved, and so I'm still waiting on everything with that. But so we really want to just jump right in and start talking about your music. You just came out with a remix, kind of dance remix of "Love Yourself" by Justin Bieber. Can you just talk about what went into your production with that and why that song?
Yeah, definitely. So I actually had a really, really rough instrumental back in I think it was August. It was just your typical like chords, drums, super like basic. And then I had my buddy Chase Different, the singer. Me and him were just on the phone, like we should just hop on this like dance remake wave and just like do a song that hasn't been done yet that like would just really like make everybody be like, wow, like how has that song not been done yet?
Yeah.
And we landed on Love Yourself. We're like, how is there not a remake of this song? Like this song is one of the biggest songs ever. So we within 2 days of that phone call had it done, signed, sealed, delivered, ready for the release. And then it just got pushed a little late into February. But we're just happy it's out, and it'll kind of get a good push going into all the originals I have lined up for the next couple months.
Nice.
That's great. It's a great remix. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Like it hits like an energy that I feel like the song could have always had, but like didn't think to like go for. And I'm so impressed. You said 2 days. That's crazy that you got like pretty much ready to go.
I don't understand that.
I've never been able to do that. Like,
that's
so,
mind-boggling
so
to me.
impressive.
How were you able to finish that in 2 days?
It's one of those things where like there's no way to kind of figure out what each song is going to take. Like there's songs that take 2 years, there's songs that take 2 hours. It really just comes down to like that exact project. Like I have songs that I finished after working on them almost every day for 8 months, and then other songs that was in one sitting, like start to finish. Really just depends.
Okay. Yeah, no, that happens to me too. I don't think I've ever finished a song in 2 days though. Like that's impressive.
That's awesome.
Granted, I feel like it does help that, I mean, the lyrics and the chords were already written and everything. So like you weren't starting completely from scratch. But how did you did this with Different, right? That's the artist that you were working with. And he did all the vocals, correct?
He's a super talented vocalist. He's out in Chicago now.
Okay.
But I met him virtually, obviously, through a mutual friend, D-Rock, who he's worked on a few songs with him as well.
Okay.
And he's about to have a huge year for sure. He's got a ton of songs coming out with like producers he just had one with a guy from Germany. From, I think he has an Italian guy and like a British guy. He's got a ton of songs coming out too.
Does he also do a lot of like EDM stuff? Is that his like kind of style or?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just all singers these days kind of start doing featured vocalist work with producers in like the EDM world, and then make their transition to being like solo pop artists.
Yeah.
That's definitely the smartest way to get your name out there.
Super smart.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that as well, because it's a perfect way. You're working with people, getting your name out there, and also you're building this network of other musicians to help you write on your tracks when you end up releasing your own original music. But you said you're releasing original music yourself. What should we be looking forward to as fans, as listeners? What is next for your music?
The next release will be March 24th. That is easily the biggest song of mine to date.
Okay.
It's with the same singer, Robbie from Without It.
Okay.
And another special guest is on that track as well. I don't want to give away too much, because the whole fun of that song is all the surprises that come with it.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about that one. We started that in, I believe, like July. Wrote all the lyrics, and then fun story about that one, I was working on it like all pretty much in one night, and just loaded up the project file with so much like Contact, Serum, like all these like super CPU heavy plugins.
Yeah.
And like since it was all in one setting, like it didn't really occur to me that when I closed out of Ableton and then reopened it, that it wouldn't reopen, because there's so much stuff on the project that I had to like, it was impossible for me to get it open for months, and I had to like keep having people try it on their computers who also had Ableton to see if they could get it open, so they could send like bounce stems back, and it was a nightmare. And then finally my buddy got a new computer, like a iMac desktop, and he was able to at least get it open, bounce stems in the MIDI, send it back, and then I was able to finish it. But I mean, I was hoping to get that song out in like December, and it just took so long to get the project back. But
yeah,
thank God, because it's my favorite song to date for sure.
Awesome. Nice. I think we just figured out. You said you broke your computer recently.
Yeah, it's probably that probably led to it, honestly. Because ever since that song and that project, it's been all downhill with my old computer.
Oh man,
your computer was just done with you. It's like, why are you loading all these plugins into this?
It's like I don't have as many arms, too many things to carry.
So like with EDM music, right? I feel like you were talking about how excited you are for like the features on this, as well as the excitement that comes with listening to the actual song. I feel like EDM just naturally does that to people because you're constantly building and release and building and release. And I feel that most of your songs have just really well thought out drops and, you know, choruses that are just complete. And so have you been able to perform a lot of these songs live to kind of see the reaction of people listening to it in a live setting?
Luckily, without it, I was able to play, because I finished that song in January of 2020. So luckily I was able to play it a few times in like February, right before everything hit the fan with COVID. But like everything else hasn't been played live, only like live streams. So, I mean, that's kind of the like roadblock everyone in the DJ world is like hitting, and like can't find a workaround. Like, doesn't matter how many live streams you do or how many times you like send it to someone, but to see it in person, a reaction is, you can't ever replicate that. And it's definitely a very big factor on like, especially with a dance song and not just like a pop dance song. Like, are people gonna dance to this? I have no idea.
Yeah. Do you think that EDM is, I guess, more than others, do you think it's even more crucial to see the actual physical effects of the music compared to like, I don't know, like a country or a rock song?
100%. Like when it comes down to the genre, even like there's almost like certain body movements that come with like each subgenre of EDM. Like if you got something in the 140, 150 BPM range where it's like a lot of kick, snare, like trap drum pattern, people do like the head nod and like the move. And like if it's like 128, 4 on the floor, like people obviously jump and fist pump. So like within a few like seconds of the drop, you could tell this works or this doesn't work. Yeah. And I guess the only positive, and it's not even that much of a positive, is that like every DJ in the world is like in this together, except for everyone in Australia and New Zealand. And it's just like in the same boat of, I don't know if my song plays well at a club or not. Let's release it and hope for the best.
Kind of like dog days thing going on here.
Yeah, it's really rough. I feel that with the like playing out, have you had chances to play out in general, like before COVID? Like, were you a DJ that was playing regularly at clubs and at bars and stuff?
Thankfully, yeah, that was like so fun, and I miss it so much. And like,
when did you like start doing that?
Honestly, like my whole progression started when I was in high school. After our football games, like I would have the aux cord at our parties, and I had my one playlist, songs that get basic white girls hyped. And then I would just play like random songs off that. And then I was like, well, you know, it's no fun like standing in the corner by the speaker, like queuing songs up all night. Might as well try to put all the songs I would play in the order I would probably play them in one like 3-hour mix, and then just play that on my phone and like mingle. Yeah. So then that led to me like getting a GarageBand, getting familiar with like putting audio together, etc. Then I moved on to mashups, and then it wasn't really till like middle of my freshman year. I'm a junior now. Middle of my freshman year that I like really started like producing, making like remixes. Like I did Love Lies, Khalid. I did Electric Love. There's like a few other ones, Party in the USA, just like bootleg SoundCloud remixes, and then was playing at my fraternity at school like all the time sophomore year. Summer going into sophomore year, me and my buddy were like a duo, and we were headlining like just like medium size, like 500-600 person clubs, like almost every weekend that summer. We had to play at least 10-12 shows, so that was a great time. then New Year's into 2020, my buddy D-Rock had like a New Year's Eve kind of music festival type format show where like from 10 to, I think it went to like 3 or 4 a.m. like a bunch of different DJs from guys from Philly, Boston, New York, Virginia, like people came from all over. Yeah. And we all played like our hour sets, and that was a great time. And we were like, all right, let's ride this wave all 2020. We got to play a bunch more shows together. And then that never happened.
Oh, man.
God. How does that, don't you do lives? You like do like virtual shows on like Wednesday nights or something?
Yeah, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I've been doing like live streams. I've upped the production value a little bit more every week. Now I just got like a backdrop and some more lights and stuff. Sick. So I mean, I'm going to keep doing that and growing that and building that for as long as I need to, because it's a big part of like keeping everybody engaged. Like
how has
a lot of people.
Yeah. How has the engagement been for that? Has it been continuously increasing, or is it kind of depend on the week?
It kind of depends on the week, but surprisingly, I thought I would get way more like viewers at night than, because I used to do it at 4 p.m. And now I'm doing it at 8, and like it's the same. So I mean, I'm not sure why. I figured
people miss the clubs, man. People miss the clubs. It's insane. It sucks that it's almost a year and still haven't played out. Like people still aren't allowed to be playing out right now, and that's really rough.
I think we're almost there. God, I hope we're almost there with all the vaccines coming out.
I want people to be able to play out again, because that's just so important. And like still on kind of the same topic of playing out, how do you, because I think that EDM and like DJs, right, they most of the time they're playing other people's songs. And when you're out in the club, you're playing other people's songs. How do you personally make yourself stand out from, say, the other 5 DJs on the list that night?
So I don't like when I play another person's song per se. I don't think I ever, unless it's like a really, really, really popular song, play like the original song. It'll either be a remix or I have like at least 50 mashups and like edits and stuff that I've made.
Okay.
So it's always like Mr. Brightside thrown over, like the Runaway Galantis like instrumental, or like
you play Mr. Brightside in the club, everyone goes
every
fucking
night.
Nuts. They go crazy.
That's
a
guarantee.
Your first addition to the songs guaranteed to make white
girls. Oh, like, 100%, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's just like a great way to stand out, and how I got into all this is through the mashups and the edits, and like just even the littlest things of like changing the drop of what it should have been into like a different song in the same key, and that'll throw people off. But hopefully in a good way, and just kind of make everything a little bit more interesting throughout the night, instead of just keeping it familiar with, oh, well, I know this song, I know this drop. Oh, wait, that's not the drop I expected. Yeah. Let's go.
Keep them on your toes. You know, that's important.
Exactly.
Have you, so like first show back, right? So say your next show that you're able to actually go play. Do you wear the Spidey suit?
No, I wish. I had to start switching it up. I was like, people are going to get bored of just the music stuff. And like, I don't even think I really look that much like Tom Holland, but every video I post, there's at least one comment of someone like, yo, where's the Spidey suit? Yo, you look like Tom Holland. I was like, all right, we got to do something about this.
I feel like when I look at you next to him, like you did that, I think you did a TikTok where you put like, this is what people say I look like, and you put the two of you next to each other, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see it. But when I'm just looking at you without the picture next to it, it's harder to see it.
I don't know. See, my first thought, because Aaron introduced me to you, and the first thing I sent back was like, oh, he kind of looks like Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield mixed together. Like super Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah, you're the perfect Peter Parker. So
yeah. We'll sign you up. We'll like pitch it.
Are you a Marvel fan too? Because you have that Iron Man like thing in your.
Oh, I got an Iron Man chair. I got a little Iron Man figure. I'm a big Iron Man guy.
Okay.
But now I kind of like feel like I gotta like be a bigger Spider-Man fan than Iron Man. If I got the Spidey suit. Like, come on.
You got the suit. You haven't bought an Iron Man suit yet, so that's maybe that's next on the list.
The Iron Man suit. Well, also like Ruffalo. Are you related? Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk.
Yeah, he's actually my uncle.
Here. Actually,
is he?
No.
Yeah, okay. Are you fucking with us?
Because
we were. I was gonna. Say, I told Lucas before we started recording. I said I'm gonna ask him the question that he probably gets every single time he meets someone, and I was like, I mean, I just have to know. I feel like that's something it has to be said.
Yeah, no, I get that all the time, and I wish, obviously, but
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
But so I'm a huge Marvel guy. So I mean, Iron Man's obviously just the best. He's just amazing.
He's the coolest by far.
Yeah, 100%.
They had to go and do him like that in that last one.
Yeah.
I mean,
he did what he had to do, Lucas.
And it had to be done to someone. It had to be done.
It had to be someone. It might as well have been him, I suppose.
I was gonna say it had to be either him or Cap. One of the two was going. It just there was
100%.
Kind of went.
Kinda, yeah. But so like with your live streams that you're continuing to do, is this going to be something that you use to, I guess, premiere certain songs that you're coming out with? Or are you going to like maybe wait until after you release the song to start playing them? What's kind of the
Oh, no, I play unreleased songs every single Wednesday.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll let you know. Sometimes I won't. It really just depends.
Okay. So it's really like you just got to show up so you make sure that you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
I like that. I like that. Again, you're good at keeping us on our toes. I enjoy that a lot. But so I was looking at your Spotify stats, and last year you almost made it to 500K. Yeah, that's insane, dude. How did that happen? Was you just like doing marketing and stuff and just kind of
grinding? I mean, it's got to be a combination of like three things. You have to obviously have like the release radar and the Discover Weekly and all of that working in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
So that came on really late for like a lot of my songs, that the Spotify algorithm started really kicking it up.
Okay.
So then I was running Facebook ads, like targeted at like fans of Spotify with an interest in like dance music and specific artists. Like I always throw Lost Kings and the Chainsmokers in there. And then on top of that, the third-party playlist thing is huge.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a huge fake stream bot problem.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it takes 2 seconds to find out if a playlist has bots or not, because you go on the profile, you go to the people that follow the profile, and if they have their followers are in alphabetical order, like that's impossible. You wouldn't get followers like Aaron, Alex, Adam, Brian, Bruce, Charlie. It's impossible for it to be like that. There's a bunch of other ways to check too. So it's a lot of work, but like as long as you're willing to do the work and you find the right people that you would hope and kind of at that point assume would connect with the music, you'll see success for sure.
Yeah, dude, I gotta hand it to you. I constantly see your videos and your music coming out, and I just, for grinding that hard, it's really incredible. And I, give you a lot of props for just keep doing it, man, because it's reaching people and it's really great. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You hear it all the time, like, oh, today's the easiest age to like be able to get your music out. Like there's so many ways to do it. And that's true. But like, I feel like people undervalue how much of a job it is. Like it's so much hard work. It's so much effort and like research and like picking out the bullshit, like you said, like with the fake, I guess, playlists and stuff. And people don't think about that. Like when you have to, when you're trying to promote yourself, it's really it's not traditionally the job of the artist to promote.
It's
a new age.
It's a new age where you have all of the keys to everything. It's just a matter of like, are you going to start the car and start driving, or are you going to leave it in the parking lot and complain that you couldn't get it started? Like it's all on you. I think TikTok is and will continue to be the biggest vehicle to drive fan bases to artists that would never have blown up because they are in their bedroom like me and the billion other people that are doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the new radio station. Like, that's where people are going to find their new music. That's where there's charting music coming from. Like, there's a direct correlation between the newest trend and the number one song on the Billboard 100 every single time.
People are checking the charts. Like when you go in to make a TikTok video and you can click on the sounds, right? And you can check the charts on there. People are checking that more than like the iTunes and Billboard's charts. Like people,
100%.
People don't check that anymore. And it's insane.
I never ever look at the iTunes charts anymore, and I used to. And if I
me too. I would always see.
Tree, you know.
Yeah, I would always make sure I knew what was top 10. Like what were the top 10 songs out right now? I have to know them. Like that was just something that I did. And now it's the opposite. I'm like, oh, what am I hearing? I'm just, I want to explore as many outlets as I possibly can of music.
Exactly. It's just, there's going to be another app, I'm sure, that will come along. That'll be like some hybrid of Spotify and TikTok where it's like, like, I don't know, that could be a cool idea where it's like, you're just scrolling down and it's just all Spotify Canvas type videos with the full song, and it kind of caters the algorithm. Like that could be a cool idea too, and I'm sure that'll come out.
Someone's probably working on it. I'm like, someone at Spotify probably is already trying to figure that out right now.
Exactly.
It's inevitable that like these streaming services turn into a social media type, more into social media. I think the more that happens, the better they're going to
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like, all the power to them for keeping things moving. It's just every artist has to kind of realize that as the industry moves, you can't fight it because it's going to move with or without you. So you're just going to have to adapt. Like, you think people believed in the iPod or the iPod Shuffle or like, oh no, I'm not going to make my music digital. It'll get pirated. I'm going to keep making CDs. And then the band that was still putting out CDs in 2010, you haven't heard of them since.
Yeah.
Right. And people always find some bone to pick with a new thing, but it's the new thing for a reason.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I guess kind of the last topic here to talk about is kind of on the lines of TikTok. Like you posted that one video a while back that kind of might have been your biggest video where you got a lot of responses of people duetting videos you're working on. So as an EDM person, you're constantly collaborating, right? You're constantly working with people. Are you a vocalist yourself, or are you always looking for others?
Wow. So to answer that question, I like to think I'm like kind of a combination when I sing of like, if Frank Sinatra had gotten hit by a bus while screeching at the top of his lungs, while a cat was also screeching, that could kind of fit my vocal range. So
range, that's a big range though.
Wow, that is a huge.
There'll always be a collaborating vocalist.
Gotcha. And so like with TikTok and stuff, have you met a lot of people on there to collaborate with, or has it mainly been through outside connections?
Actually, it's mainly been through outside connections, but the duet, this video song is in the works with one of the people who duetted it, the girl Morgan. She's probably like in the top couple videos at the top of the thing there. So we're almost done with that song, honestly. So we'll put that out it probably won't come out till like June, July, honestly, even August, because of everything that stacks up. But I mean, I never expected 6 months ago, if you told me I was going to start and finish a full song through TikTok, I would have been like, you're wild. Yeah. That's for dancing videos. But it's happening every single day. There's a new like, that's just a big trend now, is duet this video with your lyrics, or duet this with you playing an instrument, and full songs are being born from it. So
it's absolutely incredible. It's so great. Like, I'm a huge fan of it. I think I hope it never goes away, because the ability to just put that out there for other people to even just to have fun and solo over. Because I feel like, with the grind of constantly, feeling like, all right, I gotta I have to write the music, I have to record the music, I gotta market the music, all of this stuff. It's important that we also don't forget to remember why we do music, and that's because it's fun. And so like, I feel like TikTok reminds us that you can just duet someone and do some crazy runs over the top of their melody, and you're just having fun with it. And I really enjoy that is something that TikTok allows us to do as musicians.
Definitely. Like, there's so many people that have probably always just been like a side gig for fun, guitar player, piano player, singer, whatever it may be. And they post 1, 2, 3 videos of them, again, having fun, never thinking anything more of that. And now they're doing it full time and loving it. And
yeah,
I mean, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's tens, hundreds, even probably thousands of people that were able to transition to doing music full time because they just took the risk without looking at it as a risk, but looking at it as fun.
Yeah.
Right. That's a great mindset, actually. I think that there's a lot of, I know myself, definitely, like, you can get into like this mindset where you're not looking at it like fun. You're like, oh, I'm putting all like you're taking a risk. You are taking a risk. And if you think of it like a risk, you won't do anything. It's like you said, you got to start the car. You got to drive the car. You can't leave it in the driveway.
Yeah.
Have fun. It's fun to drive around.
Exactly. You may not know where you're going yet, but at least you're on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, keep driving, and we're glad to be on this journey with you because I'm loving everything you're putting out. And if you want to have some fun every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you should check out Ruff's live streams. You'll hear possibly some new stuff, but you got to be there to find out. Thank you so much for coming on, man. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we can have you on again sometime. If you come to Nashville, definitely hit me up, and we'll have to collaborate or talk music when you get down here.
100%. I'll be down in the summer, hopefully, if everything keeps moving like they predict. So we'll see.
Man. Well, I hope so, because I can't wait to work with you in person someday. So thank you again, and we will talk to you later, dude.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right. See you later.
See you.